slightly different hashtags to increase reach by 0.0003%. Or 12 ways to make LinkedIn posts as painfully long as possible. Don't forget to add the boring paragraph at the end about what you do. But instead I thought, since it's nearly spooky season, we'd have 7 social media horror stories. So 7 times my career's gone absolutely terribly, not including this afternoon. What I really like, normally when I do like public speaking, I get a little bit nervous, get a little bit shaky. Today I'm feeling good, but my PowerPoint's shaky instead, so that's great. So let's get into it. So I'm John. Companies pay me to be stupid on the internet. I used to work for Innocence Movies, where I do stuff like tweet weather update, warm grey like Gandalf in Ibiza. Then people will get in touch. This guy Finn Toner, or Ham at a picnic that's been in the sun too long. And so I just reply to Finn. I'd say things like, "Has anyone ever told you have a perfect name to be a shark's personal trainer?" I'd like to see ChatGPT write that. Then I quit Innocent and I started a company called Surreal Cereal, sort of a startup protein cereal, about the most hipster East London thing you've ever heard of. And we do things like, do you remember those awkward family photo shoots you do with your mum in the 2000s? We did one of those. The bosses got a bit too into it. Here they are with their feet. And so yeah, horror story number 1. Anyone ever done this before? Posting something personal from the work account. Anyone done that? The girl with her head in her hands, nice. This is about the 1% I've not done. This was my mate. When we were Innocent, he accidentally changed the Innocence Movies profile picture from my logo to a picture from his wedding. To make it even better, he didn't realise this. He went on holiday, so he fucks up and then he fucks off. And my boss rings me up and she says, "Johnny's done this, can you fix this?" I'm like, "Nah, this is funny, we've got to talk about this." And so it's like, how do we talk about it? So we had a little brainstorm, and we decided we'd do an iPhone Notes app about it. Fuck the brand guidelines, okay? I want it to look like a celebrity's cheated on their wife, and they're now apologising. So we tweet our bosses, change our profile picture, hope it goes without saying we're not going to let them live this down. And we had this little fake WhatsApp conversation where we were like, "Oh, I think you should go on the labels as well, on the adverts. The office refurb's going really well." There it is. That performed really well. That was actually our second best Instagram post ever, and it all came because my colleague doesn't know how to use fucking Instagram. So I guess the lesson is that on social, success doesn't come from perfect plans. Success comes from embracing chaos, and that calamities are opportunities. Lucy said I'd put in some tangible advice. Horror story number 2. Can you make this go viral? Who's been... Oh, my microphone's dying. This is going bad to us. We all been asked to make this go viral, right? When I started at Surreal, my boss was like, "Oh, can you make us go viral?" It's literally day 1. I was like, "Okay, what assets do you have?" He was like, "This picture of us, this picture of the cereal." Not a lot to work with, boys. We'll see what we can do. So in the end, what we did was we scribbled out one of the co-founders' faces, posted that on LinkedIn, and we wrote loads of bullshit about how that co-founder had done absolutely fuck all. It's all the other one. He deserves all the credit. That performed super well. Loads of people loved it. A few people take LinkedIn a bit too seriously, absolutely hated it. Even better. Horror story number 3. When boring departments ask you to post about their boring bullshit. We've all been like the fucking finance team want you to post because they changed their calculators or something like that. The worst one I ever got asked to do, at Innocent, they put some bins in the toilets for people to get rid of needles, and they wanted me to post about that. What I like to do with these kind of things, I actually think boring briefs have the most potential for fun. I think everyone, even the public, recognises it's boring. So what I like to do is just kind of like take the mick out of the brief itself, and sort of hope the person who said it doesn't realise. So what we did, we posted the nonsense they wanted us. "Oh, we've bought some bins so people like Connor can dispose of their needles because he's got type 1 diabetes." Then we just put this little finish at the end. "Just look how happy Connor is." I made a little photo shoot with Connor. Look at Connor. Connor's absolutely loving these bins. Look at that. That was our best performing post of the month, and it's just a fucking bin. Horror story number 4. Rebranded. So rebrand is an absolute nightmare, right? This is again Innocent. They wanted us to tweak because they changed the labels from black to not black, which is not particularly interesting social content, I'd say. But as you'll know, if like any time you've rebranded, the only time people talk about a rebrand is when a rebrand is bad. So instead of posting a real rebrand, we thought we'd just do some bad rebrands. So we started with some Comic Sans, said, oh, these are our new labels. Obviously, everyone started slagging us off. So we're like, oh, don't worry, guys, we've heard your comments, we've changed them, added some nice little rainbows. People didn't like those ones either, so we added some more rainbows, little gradient, very nice. Rebranded again, little sort of Swedish minimalist number, then cracked out the word art, classic. We did 24 rebrands in 24 hours. The marketing team were not very happy with us. And again, LinkedIn took it very seriously. This guy posted 3 times. Looks like a student project, I'm really shocked. A real fuck up, nothing short of a brand packaging mess. Frankly, I'm going to blog this ASAP as a 101 branding cock up. What a guy. We were doing it on the Innocent LinkedIn channel, which was sort of run by the HR team, and they said we were having too much fun, and they actually revoked my access. So the social media manager got banned from the social media channel. A great day. Horror story number 5, having to delete things and apologise. The absolute nightmare, right? So when I worked at Innocent, we made this sort of dairy-free range of like oat milk, almond milk, and it was very difficult to advertise. It was selling very badly. Basically, it was more expensive, smaller, and tasted worse than Oatly. So not the easiest job to do. And also there's loads of legal regulations. We're not allowed to call it milk. Made it quite hard to talk about. But it was kind of autumn. So what me and my boss thought up, we invented a little fake one we called Conker Milk. So we went out and claimed we'd milked conkers. And it's fake. I assume advertising regulations don't apply. You can call it milk, whatever. What we didn't do though, we forgot to Google whether this was actually safe. It turns out conkers are poisonous, and lots of people took this very seriously. We're getting all these comments, conkers are poisonous, children will eat conkers, you will poison children, there will be blood on your hands. A bit stronger than what I was expecting when I got a job at Innocent Smoothies. James from Rupert can help you deal with negative comments, so speak to him afterwards. That's what we're doing, like, well, this is quite bad, we should probably delete this and post an apology and tell people not to eat conkers. But whenever companies like delete stuff and post it, they get loads of negative press about it, and we're like, we don't really want that. And then we realised actually we would quite like some press, so we just put out quite a piss take statement. So this is page 3 of 4, it was about 2,000 words long. Big letters, do not eat or milk conkers. I think we wrote that about 20 times. And then our followers started getting in touch. I'm not sure I get it, can I eat conkers? Retweet, do not eat conkers, not sure we can be any clearer about this. Next one, what happens if you do milk a conker? Retweet, bad things. I already milked a conker and opened a portal to another dimension. Don't eat conkers, don't milk conkers, don't open portals to other dimensions. In total, that got 10 million views. Which is unbelievable. Oh, fucking hell, what's happened here? I've quite broken it. Lydia, what do I do when the screen's like, it's like 1.5 things? I don't know what I pressed. I didn't know you could do this. You see how all these problems in my career just sort of, you see how they happen, they kind of follow it around. Oh, that's nearly... It was just my slide. I don't think that. I think this one's also quite broken. It's fine. We'll run with it. Yeah, sure. Why not? You can see most of the important details. Like you zoom. Okay, yeah. This is why I normally bring a clicker. Out of interest, Lucy, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say this is going? She just nodded nervously. You regret me booking me on a place with literally 0 exits, aren't you? Yeah. We're all stuck here for the next 3 hours. I don't know what I've done either. Do you want to just like drag it up and down? You know, the draggy up and down thing where it kind of, oh yeah, that's good. That'll do. I think that will do. You can see most of it. Yeah, this is... Well, it's not a car crash, I guess it's a boat crash. Horror story number 6, on the naughty list. So, when it was a pandemic, 2020, we did this little Christmas campaign. We wrote this fake children's book, sort of calming kids down, saying Santa's going to be fine. We said we'd got him a hazmat suit, he wasn't going to die, it's all good, don't worry kids. All our sort of followers really liked it. Oh, my son's got autism and he was worried about Santa. but this has set his mind at ease. Wonderful, we've done our job. But then 2 days later, it landed in a dark right-wing corner of Twitter where they didn't believe COVID was actually a thing. They thought it was government propaganda and we were part of it. And they decided to give us a piece of their minds. Stop corrupting our children with propaganda. This actually makes me sick. Yet another attack on our children's innocence. The single most disgusting video ever about Santa Claus. Messing with our precious children's minds and happiness for sales. It's wonderful stuff. By this point, we'd already had like the conquer stuff. We know what to do here. People say that the customer's always right. I kind of have a different policy, which is chat shit, get banged. Denise Welsh got involved. Denise Welsh didn't enjoy it either. Won't be putting any of your drinks in stockings. Disgraceful. So obviously we put out a little statement called Terrifying Children Since 1999, where we apologised for using sordid watercolours and a satanic rhyming couplets, and then we called for people to boycott us. And our followers quite liked that, and the right-wing people did not like that at all. If you want to see hundreds of people with Union Jack flags in their names commenting on your stuff, oh my. Here we go. Don't give up your day job. Retweet. This is our day job. You've really missed the mark with this inappropriate pike of nonsense. I think they meant to say pile, but they put pike. Big mistake, pal. Inappropriate pike of nonsense, outrageous trouts of ridiculousness, disastrous jellyfish of destruction. This is my favourite one. Keep our children innocent. We're sure they're nice kids, but we don't want to keep them. Now, horror story number 7, ruining the big launch. So a few years ago, Innocent, we launched this bright blue drink. Everyone internally was very excited, but our product tweets never really performed. So me and my colleague just kind of shat this out, if I'm honest.